Hello friends, welcome back to Techup Yash. Today we are going to upgrade our networking setup with this device. Let's see what's in it. So in the box we get two items. One is this load balancer, which has 3 WAN ports and 2 LAN ports. And another one is the 20-meter LAN cable. So let's unbox the load balancer. So this is how it looks with the box. So in the box we get this unit, second one is the manual, and third one is the LAN cable with some attachments for the fit, and this is the power supply. So this is how it looks. This is how it looks from the front.
Okay, so guys, we have unboxed this device. Now we will try to set up with this wire. So let me show you what exactly we are dealing with right now. Currently we have this switch which is currently attached to this modem right now, also called as router, right? So the entire network of this switch is using that router. So currently what we wanted, we have to connect that router with that switch using this device, right? So as you can see, there is a Airtel router right here. So we pass this wire from this switch to that router. So this is a 20-meter LAN cable. So what I like about this LAN cable is that you can see the quality, right? If you see that quality, there is a shield, metal shield right here, and the entire this section is molded in the plastic, right? Also, if we compare the grooves right here, right? If we do this locally from the manufacturers, so let me show you what the local manufacturers look like. This is a local cable, right? That guy, trimmed that out for me. So this looks very low quality to me, and also it gives lot of problem to that PC over there. For that PC, the wire doesn't work as well. So I don't trust on this type of wires from now on. So I just put it right there. As you can see, it's quite hard to again this. I'm not able to catch the sound that it's plugging or not. Also, it's very hard compared to this. I think this has much less tolerances. There is also main problem we face that, as you can see, this golden grooves right here. The guy who made that cable locally didn't trim these grooves in a right way, right? Because of that, it loses connection quite a lot. Also, because of this plastic molding, it gives a very high quality cable. So let's pass this wire to that router. So what we are going to achieve by doing this, currently we have two service providers. One is BSNL and one is Airtel. So what's happening right now? The dealer who is providing BSNL service to our home is also providing a rail wire service also, right? So even if we switch from BSNL to rail wire, if he is having any maintenance thing going on, also the rail wire will be goes down, right? So that's why we have Airtel, which is a wireless connection to the direct to the tower, and also there is a geo connection available in our town, but we have not checked that out at this moment. Currently, BSNL works fine, but in 1 month, sometimes it just gives me a downtime like 1 hour to 5 hours, and it's just irritating thing to me. So by using this device, this called a load balancer. So this has a WAN ports right here and also LAN ports right here. So what we can do, we can plug a BSNL cable right here and Airtel cable right here. So it will combine both and gives us a redundancy over our internet service provider. It will give us a redundancy on that. Also, what after putting both cables right here, we can pass the cable from here to our switch right there. So it will manage that switch using a dynamic IP addresses, right? So it will work as a router and also a load balancer for us. We have currently this TP-Link router, but it doesn't have a dual WAN port setup, and also it doesn't support what we say load balancing thing, right? So for this improvement to get the redundancy over ISPs to keep the internet uptime at 100%, we are doing this setup. So let's pass this wire over that Airtel router, then we can continue from there. So this is very long cable, so we have to pull that out correctly so it doesn't get tangled. So there is some hard defect over here, as you can see. So I hope it doesn't give us that much problem in future. So let's see. We are successfully able to pull that wire to this device. This is the Airtel router cable. So we have not connected it. So let's see what we have. So as I said, this is a BSNL router, right? Currently connected to BSNL service. Both this BSNL cable is optical cable and the Airtel connection is a wireless connection. So currently the BSNL router wire coming from here to here, right? So what we are going to do, we are going to take this device and we will connect the Airtel router in second connection like this, and the BSNL wire from here to here, right? So as you can see, we have connected the Airtel right here and the BSNL right here. We need one more wire to connect here, then to here. So then switch will be connected to this route, this load balancer. So I will just get the power supply for it. Here is the power supply for the load balancer. Also, we needed the cable. So in the box, we have got this cable. So we will need this cable to connect to the switch, and we need this power supply to power it on. Okay, so I will untangle the wire. So we don't need a large amount of length for this wire because all we have is power supply right here. So we can connect directly from there. But yeah, we are currently limited to what we have. And first power this from here, right? And I will keep this device here and untangle this wire. Okay, so it's like a 1 meter cable, I guess. So we put this here in a LAN connection, and we can put it in any port. So I will put here. So doing it one hand, it's tricky, but we have got it. So I will rearrange this all of this off camera, but for now let's test it. So I will power it on. Yeah, the lights are blinking. Okay, so we will plug the wire on the Airtel router. Currently, this LAN cable is connected to the outdoor antenna, right? This is not a LAN connection or WAN connection, right? It is connected to the external antenna, but it's connected to WAN, so the outer devices may be working as a antenna or a router. I don't know what's inside that, but it from outer side it looks like antenna. So I will share the photo on screen for that. So there are two ports right here, one LAN and second LAN. So we will put this from any of them. It doesn't matter. So I will put this on a LAN 1 and put it back. You can compare them right here. Like this is a local connection, made by hand, and this is a factory made. So you can clearly see the cable is bending too much here, and this is properly bended, and also it's protecting the port and all connections. As you can see, the stress on the wire is too much here, right? So that's the difference between making it this way and this way. So currently we have connected the Airtel router with the load balancer. So let's see. So you can also refer to the manual, but I can directly jump on the IP addresses and start configuring it. So it says you can jump on these IP addresses, right? So let's try on the PC side. If you don't have a manual or you are struggling with the setup, you can directly check on the back of any of the router. It will show the IP address and the login ID password or that by default. So I will just capture image for the reference. I will put it back. So the image will help me to identify the IP addresses and the login password. You can change it after you log in. So what happened just now? Previously we have connected the BSNL router as a primary router, right? So in the BSNL router, what we had, we have set the static IP addresses using a MAC address from the IP assigning menu. So in short, BSNL has assigned the IP addresses for this system, and we just pulled out the cable and connected the new router, right? New router is trying to assign new IP address to the system, but the system is not restarted or disconnected and reconnected again. So it has kept the old IP address. So what we done is, after connecting the cables, we just go inside the network and this network panel, just select the port where Ethernet is connected. So for this Ethernet device, we can just go on right clicking by clicking on the right click and just disable this and just enable this. So it will restart the connection and assign a new IP to this device. So now this load balancer is assigning the new IP to this device. We can also check by going inside the CMD command line and check IP config. So as you can see, the new IP address we got is okay. I think this is it. Ethernet adapter Ethernet. Okay. So this is V Ethernet and this is Ethernet. So this is the real device. This is a virtual device. So this IP address 192.168.0.103 is assigned to us right now. And the gateway is 192.168.0.1. So we can access the UI for this. It's also mentioned in the manual. So we will go to the IP address. Just go here. So this is first time setup. So this is asking for us to set up the details like username, password, and other things. So we will set this up. So it was the problem with the password. It's not taking a normal password like home@123 password or anything related to common word 1234. So it needed a stronger password. That's why we are having error. So let's log in. So we have inside the page and let's start with the connection. There are, you can see, 3 WAN available at this moment for this device and 4 ports are available. I guess no, there are 5 ports. 3 of them at the same time. 3 of them can be a WAN and 2 of them will be a LAN, right? Or 4 of them will be a LAN and 1 of them will be a WAN. You can choose depending upon the scenario and usage you are dealing with. So I have two WAN connections and 1 LAN connection. So I will assign 2 WAN connections by clicking like this. As you can see, when I click on this icon, it will enable the WAN connection and connection will be a dynamic IP and that will be also dynamic IP. Okay, let's go on. So we have set both of them as a dynamic. I am not sure, but let's see what happens. I will confirm this and wait for the router to get reboot.
So this is the current Airtel speed we are getting right now, about 30 to 40 Mbps. So this is the load balancing menu where you can set the parameters for load balancing. Here we are setting the both of the WANs for the load balancing. As you can see, from this setting, it detects that internet is up or not for the specific LAN. There is a bug inside this setup which we have encountered. That's why we have changed the firmware many times, but it didn't get solved. The bug is kind of it's checks for the via pinging a route or a automated process. Using that, it checks that it's online or not. It's working with the BSNL router, but it's not working with the Airtel. In my opinion, the problem is with the Airtel is that it's using a 443 port, which is a SSL port, which is kind of encrypted and it not able to access that. And for the BSNL, it can be accessed on the port 80, which is only HTTP request. To solve this problem, we have manually set the Airtel WAN on the always online settings because it's failing to detect automatically that it's up or not. That's why we done that. Also in the individual WANs, I have set the available bandwidth for each of the WANs. As you can see in the upstream bandwidth and downstream bandwidth, there are some values, right? So by using that value, it can able to calculate how much traffic have to divert on the one side and how much traffic I have to divert on the other side. By using that way, they can able to distribute the traffic in the correct way. On this menu, we only have to enable the second option in the basic setting, which is enable bandwidth based balance routing on ports to combine the available bandwidth. Also in the drop down next to it, we have to select WANs which we have to combine the bandwidth for. In our case, we will select both of the WANs. In a speed test, you can see that the combined 40 Mbps and 60 Mbps, we are getting 100 Mbps in total in speed test. The 60 Mbps is provided by BSNL and 40 Mbps is provided by Airtel. The only problem with the current setup is that when the Airtel goes down, it cannot detect automatically that Airtel is down. It will always send the request to the Airtel. So if Airtel goes down, then internet will show that the internet is down and there is no use of kind of load balancing there. So we have to manually go and turn off the load balancing for the WAN when it's unavailable. So if you have any questions about current setup, then you can ask it in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.